One more time.
Shabbat Shalom. Taking a few deep breaths as we settle into this Shabbat. A week that we are surely ready to wash away. A week plagued by gun violence near and far. I spoke to congregants who are from Highland Park, one of whom was there and hid for 2 hours in the basement of a restaurant. So even though it just seems like hope against hope, sometimes we take another deep breath and we pray that this serenity that we feel right now, the sense of peace beginning to wash over us, instead extends out of this courtyard, out of this building, out into the streets of Hollywood and Los Angeles, through our country and beyond. Shalom Aleichem, page 11. Donna, would you please come light the candles for us?
Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav וציוונו להדליק נר של שבת.
It's page 23. Shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai shir chadash. Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Page 22, just underneath the bold letters. Ya'alo Sadai bechol asher bo. Ya'alo Sadai. Ay 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 ay. Ya'alo Sadai bechol asher bo. Ya'alo Sadai. Ay 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 ay. Ashirani kol atzei ya'ar
no. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalla la, yalla la, yalla la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalla la, yalla la, yalla la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Ishmiyanu el ha'michad. Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem ultiferet v'litila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalla la, yalla la, yalla la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu benecha, ki mekor habracha. Merosh mikedem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat tefila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalla la, yalla la, yalla la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalla la, yalla la, yalla la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Mikdash melech ir melucha, u'mitzeim mitoch ha'afecha. Ramlach shevet be'emek ha'bacha, ve'hu yachamor alayim chadav. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalla la, yalla la, yalla la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalla la, yalla la, yalla la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitna'ari me'afar kumi, livshivitei tifartechami. Al yad ish ben patzim, karban nafshi ke'alav. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalla la, yalla la, yalla la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalla la, yalla la, yalla la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Hitori, hitoreri, ki ba'orech u'me'ori. Uri, uri, shir daderi, kevod Adonai alayim nigad. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalla la, yalla la, yalla la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, yalla la, yalla la, yalla la, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lo Oh, Michael is saving me tonight. Lo teroshi velo tikalmi, ma tishtochachi u'ma techemi yechesu aniyei ami, v'nivneta ir al tilah. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. V'hayu li b'shisa society, v'rachatu kol בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, לך דודי לקראת חלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת חלה, פני שבת נקבלה. We face east for Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam ha'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam ha'ed. Lai 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 lai
Taking another few deep breaths. Settling into quiet. Settling into Shema.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך. ושיננת לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ושוכבך ובקומך וכשאתם בביתך לאות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Thinking about courage, big and small, the courage, of course, of our ancestors as they stood about to cross into the Red Sea, about to feel and taste and experience freedom for the first time, as in Michamocha. And also the courage it takes just to live our lives. People I talked to this week included people finding the courage to fix relationships, to face the reality of life changing and circumstances changing and people changing. So if it's been a week in which we found courage, we can give ourselves a little well done. We did it. And if this is a Shabbat in which we need courage, we invoke the strength of Moses and Miriam and all those who took the first step. Michamocha, page 39.
Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom. Hashkiveinu, Hashkiveinu, Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom. B'hamidenu malkeinu lechayim uleshalom, uleshalom. Hashkiveinu, Hashkiveinu, Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom. Ufrost aleinu sukat shlomecha. Hashkiveinu, Adonai,
Eloheinu,
Hashkiveinu,
Adonai,
Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom. Ushmor tzedkeinu uvoheinu lechayim ulshalom ve'ata ve'ad olam. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, aleinu sukat shlomecha. Hashkiveinu, Hashkiveinu, Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom, leshalom. Hashkiveinu, Hashkiveinu, Adonai, Eloheinu leshalom.
Page 87.
Adonai, Shefatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, Shefatai tiftach, ufi yagid tehilatecha. O God, Adonai tzuri v'goali, Adonai tzuri v'goali. My God, my rock and my redeemer, Adonai tzuri v'goali. My heart opens for you, my lips praise to you. Please, please shine through.
Turning our thoughts and our hearts and our prayers to those who are in need of healing. So much healing needed on this Shabbat. A colleague posted a request that we all add a Misha Berach for Cooper Saul Roberts, an 8-year-old who was injured in Chicago. We hold Cooper in prayer and all those in our own lives. If there's a name you'd like to say for Misha Berach, somebody who is hurting in body, mind, or soul, I invite you to please share that name now.
Berach avotenu mekol habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misha Berach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shelema, the renewal of body
apologize for the distraction. I tried to line shelf paper once, and I concluded some people should just write sermons. It's just better that way. I want to have a conversation tonight instead of talking at you. We're going to take a look at a small piece of text from this week's Parsha. But to warm us up, I'm going to have you talk to somebody next to you and just share something great about your week. I know it was such a hard week, but I'm sure if we dig hard enough, dig deep enough, we can find something great. So take a minute and share with the person next to you something great. All right, take one more minute, then we'll come on back. Part that I want to talk about with you, and it goes like this. Moses sent emissaries from Kadesh to the king of Edom. So said your brother Israel, you know all the hardship that has befallen us. Our forefathers descended to Egypt, and we dwelled in Egypt many years, and the Egyptians did evil to us and to our forefathers. We cried out to God, and God heard our voice. God sent an emissary and took us out of Egypt. So the first question I have is, how would you characterize what Moses is doing here? He wants to pass through the land of Edom, and just again, he says, you know the hardships that have befallen us. Our forefathers descended to Egypt. We dwelled there. They did evil to us. We cried out to God, and God heard our voice. What's Moses trying to get the king of Edom to think about them or know about them? You can just call it out. Yeah, Ruth? Yeah, we have a powerful God. We have a nice relationship with God. You should know that. Great. Anything else? Yeah. Yeah, we're holy. We're here. We're not going to bother anybody. We've had this hard past in Egypt. We're just going to come on through. And we have a story. We have a story, and we've had some hardship and trying to maybe evoke some sympathy. Yeah. Then he says, now behold, we are in Kadesh, a city near the edge of your border. Let us pass through your land. We shall not pass through vineyard or field, and we're not going to drink well water. On the king's road we shall travel. We shall not veer right or left until we pass through your border. So what's the argument there? Why should you let us pass through? We're not going to do you any damage, and we're not even going to pick your grapes. On the way through, we're going to stay right on the road. We're not going to drink your. We've got everything we need with us. We're not going to take your stuff. We're not going to pillage. We don't need anything, right? We're not going to take your stuff. Hold on to that, because that's interesting. It's in contrast to what they're about to say next. The king of Edom said, you shall not pass through me, lest I come against you with the sword. You might be good guys, but I'm coming at you with the sword. The children of Israel said to him, we shall go up on the highway, and if we drink your water, us or our flocks will pay the price. Nothing will happen. Let us pass through on foot. How would you characterize that argument? We're going to spend money in your town. We're going to be good for business. Okay, so we have 3 or maybe 4 arguments for why they should be let through. And the next conversation I want you to have with the person that you just chatted with is, based on your personality, which of these would be most compelling to you, right? So let's say somebody wants something from you. If you really want to use the metaphor, somebody wants to stay at your house and you're not sure if you know them, right? Which would be most compelling? Number 1, I've been through a lot. And by the way, I'm a praying person. I have a relationship with God. Number 2, I'm not going to touch anything. I'm just going to pass right through. And number 3, I actually am. This is a little opposite. I am going to engage. I want to get to know you. I want to be a part of your system, be a part of your economy, be a part of your life. Okay, so you're the powerful person here. You have something to offer. Which is most likely to resonate with you? Talk with your partner for a moment. One more minute. So the story doesn't have a great end. The king of Edom says no. None of those arguments are compelling to him. And they have to turn around and go back. Here's the very end of this passage here. He, the king of Edom, said, "You shall not pass through." Then Edom went out against him, against Israel, with a massive throng and a strong hand. They came out with violence. So Edom refused to permit Israel to pass through the border, and Israel turned away from near him. Right? So the people of Israel had to go a longer route. They're about to encounter a lot of problems. I'm not going to say it's Edom's fault, but maybe their journey would have been a little easier if they had had passage. So here's the last question, and I want to talk about it together. Why not? Why did Edom say no? Because they could, right? They held the power. They didn't have to. Yeah. Why else? Yeah. Oh, it's maybe the Israelites. Maybe they didn't believe them. Yeah, maybe they, okay, that's a nice story. Everybody's got a story, right? Everybody's got a story, yeah. Yeah, why would I trust you? You say you're not going to eat my grapes, but there's 600,000 of you, right? What are you going to eat? Yeah, why would we trust you? Do you want to add something? Yeah, please.
None of those stories were compelling enough for him to let them.
Yeah, I don't, that's fine. That's very nice. Not my problem, right? What does that have to do with me, right? Not my problem. Yeah, Michael. So that's the one that I was thinking about. They're all great answers. But Michael said outsiders mean change, and change is uncomfortable. And maybe it's just that they're strangers. They don't look like us. They don't eat like us. They don't sound like us. And even though maybe we don't believe them, but even though they've promised, they're not going to take anything. It doesn't cost us anything. It's just too uncomfortable to let strangers walk through our town. So I want to conclude with just a couple of short excerpts from a beautiful speech by Abraham Joshua Heschel called Religion and Race. And in it, he argues that you can't be a religious person and a racist. Now, of course, we know that a person can, but what he's trying to say is it's inconsistent. If you have religion in your life, it leads you to be an anti-racist. In a real way, if you have it in your life in a real way, if you take the teachings to heart, if you believe them. And here are just a few excerpts. It's from 1963. Religion and race, how can the two be uttered together? To act in the spirit of religion is to unite what lies apart, to remember that humanity as a whole is God's beloved child. Few of us realize that racism, it was 1963. I'm pretty sure that Heschel, if he were alive today, would be the biggest proponent of gender-neutral language, but he wasn't. So I'm going to quote him directly. Forgive me for that. Few of us realize that racism is man's gravest threat to man, the maximum of hatred for a minimum of reason, the maximum of cruelty for a minimum of thinking. What is an idol? Any God who is mine but not yours. Any God who is concerned with me, but not you. This one is so prescient. How many disasters do we have to go through in order to realize that all of humanity has a stake in the liberty of one person? Whenever one person is offended, we are all hurt. what begins as inequality of some inevitably ends as inequality of all. And finally, he says, to empower us and set us off on a hopeful note, the universe is done. The universe is created. The greater masterpiece, still undone, still in the process of being created, is history. That's our job. Shabbat Shalom. We rise for Aleinu.
Repeat after me.
Also in this week's Parsha, Miriam and Aaron die. Moses, who had just lost his sister and his brother, surely felt the grief that we do as we remember our loved ones. On this Shabbat, we join the global community in mourning Shinzo Abe and the victims of the Highland Park massacre, Catherine Goldstein, Irina McCarthy, Kevin McCarthy, Stephen Strauss, Jacqueline Sondheim, Nicholas Toledo Zaragoza, Eduardo Uvaldo. In our own community, we have recently lost Henry Golub, Elaine Nashel, Renee Powers, Oleg Stepanov. And in this time at years past, we lost the following dear ones: Sima Aviad, Rose Bojarski, Gertrude Dulchin, Rebecca Dworetsky, Rabbi Albert Friedlander, Richard Grayson, Albert Kimadiek, Robert Klein, Thelma Kramer, Debbie Mitnick, Sally Nadich, Rosalind Pastor, Sylvia Primus, Bessie Rudolph, Maxwell Sobel, Joseph Swain, Nina Wayne, Michael Wolfe, Irving Walensky, Anna Wolpe, Paul's earring. On page 292, we say, Joseph Cantor, Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah,
Amen.
be'alma tivrach hirute ve'amlik malchute, b'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv ve'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevorach le'alam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei dekudesha brichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata dam iran be'alma v'yimru.
Amen.
Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru. Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru. Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimeru. Amen.
Alan Fox, would you please lead us in Kiddush and Motzi? Well, he's coming up. Join us next week at the beach, 5 o'clock at the beach or 6:30 on Zoom, but we'll celebrate Shabbat with the roaring waves next week.
There will be no service here at the building.
Test. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit ki hu yom tehila lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim kivanu v'achata ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh HaShabbat L'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz
B'tei avon.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.